Hello and welcome. Today, I am introducing API Saver. APIs power modern applications, but every API call has a cost. Money, latency, reliability, and at scale, those costs explode. API Saver puts you back in control. It is an enterprise-grade API caching and control platform by DevOps-Corp. It makes your APIs faster, more resilient, and dramatically reduces API spend. API Saver sits between your applications and your APIs. It accelerates responses, protects backend systems, and ensures you only pay for what matters. If your business depends on APIs, API Saver is built for you. Let's get started. First, let's add our API source. Provide a name, then choose a storage mode. You can choose between dedicated and shared storage. Next, set the cost per request. These details are provided by each API provider. Check or uncheck the active box to decide whether the API should be enabled now or later. Check or uncheck bot detection. This is a special feature designed to work with APIs protected by challenge mechanisms. In the base URL, enter the API endpoint. Choose the required authentication method and provide the credentials. Then configure priority, timeout, retry, and circuit breaker thresholds. If you want the same API to have two different URLs, simply click Add URL and configure the second one. Note that in this case, the storage mode will automatically switch to shared storage, and you will need to select a shared storage pool. Now that our API is created, we can create a cache policy. In the cache policy, you can choose whether the API should cache responses, define the expiration time, and even configure a cron job for cache purging. You can also completely disable caching, which is ideal for dynamic APIs such as payments. For this example, we will create a cache policy that never expires. Once the cache policy is configured, we can create a rate limit for each source. This gives you full control over traffic per second, per minute, or per 24 hours. For this example, we will create a rate limit of 1,000 requests per 3,600 seconds, which equals 1 hour. That's it for the API Saver configuration. All that remains is to update your application by replacing the API URL and token so it connects directly to API Saver. And voila, everything is set up. Now let's review the pages where the magic happens. First, the cache viewer. Here, you can filter by storage and immediately see entries listed by method, URL, status, content type, hits, and expiration. You can view full details for any entry by clicking Details. With one click, you can see the method, status, hit count, TTL, content type, storage mode, URL, cache key, creation date, expiration date, response headers, and response body. One of the strongest features of API Saver is the ability to invalidate cache entries or update TTL values, including in bulk mode. You can set expiration values from custom seconds to never expire and export any entry you want. Exports are provided in JSON format for convenience. Another powerful feature is the statistics view by source. You can see total entries, hit ratio, total hits, expired entries, and full analytics including hit rate over time, status code distribution, top URLs by hits, cache size trends, and source contribution. Now let's look at the cost savings page. Here you get a fully detailed breakdown by source, including cost per request, cache hits, initial API calls, total saved requests, projected cost without caching, and actual savings. You can export this data in CSV or JSON format. Nice, right? You can already see that nothing here was done halfway. Let's continue with the test request page. Here you can test any API request and view the full response or any returned errors. Next, storage pools. You get a clear view of storage size comparisons between pools, detailed information for each pool, which sources are using it, the ability to purge cache, and the option to export the entire storage pool in JSON format. Now for the admin panels. You can create users with role-based access, either admin or viewer. In the configuration section, you can rotate the master API key of API Saver, shut down the entire application or specific sources, define default cache behavior, choose between priority-based routing or round-robin. Delete all cache management data. Configure single sign-on authentication. Add custom keys of your choice. For audit logs, you get full tracking of all system activities and changes, with filtering options and export to CSV or JSON. This was a brief introduction to API Saver, a platform built for performance, control, and real cost savings. If you would like to get started or become a partner, visit DevOps-Corp.com or contact us at services@DevOps-Corp.com. Thank you for watching.